What's up, guys? Welcome to Sportschat with DJ Matt. I'm DJ Matt, and as always, DJ Echoes with me.
What up?
What up? All right. So today's big thing is we ranked all the quarterbacks, the starting quarterbacks. But before we get to that, we have a couple of news topics that we want to touch on first. But real quick, like, subscribe, comment, follow at Sportschat with DJ Matt. You know the drill. So let's do it. So Cam Newton is now a Patriot. And I don't know how I feel about this because I want the Patriots to die, but that's not going to happen.
Well, we got to look at it this way. First off, it's only a 1-year contract. So, I mean, it could not work out, and he can only be there for a year. Second thing, he's coming off of an injury. Given his play style, he can always get injured again this year. Of course, it does suck now that they have Cam Newton again, a good quarterback. Again, lost Tom Brady. They're actually the first team, I think, to lose an MVP quarterback and then get another MVP quarterback. Yeah. Usually that's but such as the Patriots, unfortunately for us.
Yeah. Actually, you know one thing I saw interesting too, real quick, because that happened 4 hours after we did our list. They announced Cam Newton was, so we had to redo our list a little bit once we found out Cam Newton was going to be in the NFL this year. But they announced the Patriots' penalties for the whole videoing the Bengals thing, and they lost a third-round pick. But if Cam Newton leaves in free agency, they get that third-round pick back in terms of a compensatory pick, whatever it's called. They get another third-round pick. So in a weird way, the penalty really doesn't matter because if Cam Newton leaves, they get a third-round pick back that they were penalized for taking. So
it all depends on how Cam Newton plays out with the team.
But I thought that was kind of funny. It's like the moment, like when they announced the penalty, we signed Cam Newton. Like, what? Damn it, Patriots. So, yeah. I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was kind of funny. So real quick, we're gonna move on to so the Pelicans, their schedule was announced for Orlando. That was Friday night. The schedule was announced for them. They have the easiest schedule coming back, and everyone's up in arms. Oh, they're trying to get Zion in the playoffs and all that, which might be true. But they were gonna have the easiest schedule anyway. If the season would have went the way it was supposed to go, they would have had the easiest schedule at the end anyway.
Right.
So we're gonna have the easiest schedule. But 3 players have COVID now. Before they go to Orlando, 3 players have tested positive. So how concerned are you about the bubble in general in Orlando and how it's going to go?
I think that for these guys, I think that a lot of them are in shape. First off, you got to be in shape to be a professional athlete. So in terms of them, like, being seriously affected with the COVID, I'm not too concerned with that. But in terms of the COVID being spread, it is a concern now that a handful of NBA players are being tested positive. Though I don't know if this is true or not, but I think Adams thought, I don't know, never mind, let me not make that because I think I saw that on a news account. But I think that it's good that they're trying to come back, but I think like the entire league catches COVID. I mean, they're just not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah. My only concern, and the thing I don't want to happen, which I feel like it will, because I just know how the NBA and how the world is. I feel like, okay, if one person gets COVID, they should keep going. I feel like the way it's set up, if one person gets COVID, they should be fine and keep going in the bubble. But I don't want, like, if a player like LeBron or let's say Giannis gets it while they're in the bubble, I don't want them to be like, oh, because LeBron's out, we can't have the bubble no more. Like, I don't want one player, like a player like that, ruining the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about a top-level player, like if Zion gets it, or if, I don't know, Giannis gets it, like I said, LeBron, AD, Kawhi, if any of those type of guys get it, I feel like they're going to shut it down because, I feel like that's what's going to happen. Like,
yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. And again, I saw another thing, and it's going to be frustrating. Someone posted, and it was 100% true. They said if any team besides the Lakers when their ESPN is going to be talking about how there should be an asterisk next to the championship. But if the Lakers win, then they're going to be trying to continue the LeBron GOAT discussion.
It's only an asterisk if like all the like a lot of players get COVID, and then like let's say a team like the Heat get to the finals against the Lakers, right? Which it's highly undoubtful. But let's say they get to the finals. So let's say Giannis got COVID, and let's say Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam got COVID, and AD got COVID. Like if all these players got COVID and they end up being Lakers and the Heat win because they don't have LeBron, AD, I feel like you could make an argument for an asterisk. But if everyone's healthy and everyone in the bubble doesn't have COVID and everything goes as planned, whoever wins won't have an asterisk, in my opinion. In my eyes, they won't. I'll see them as a true champion.
Yeah, I agree. They still have shit that they got to go through. So, yeah, I 100% agree that there shouldn't be an asterisk unless, like, a lot of major players get it. But even so, it's not fair to put an asterisk because they're still going to be playing through playoffs and they still have, like, so I don't think it's fair to put an asterisk.
Yeah. And on that note as well, J.R. Smith has just signed a contract with the Lakers to replace Avery Bradley, who is not going to go to Orlando for the Lakers. So J.R. Smith, I guess LeBron forgives J.R. Smith for that whole finals fiasco, which was pretty funny.
But
So
it's not like there's too many people on the market to, like, replace somebody like that. And, I think it'd be better to get somebody that LeBron knows than to try and get somebody new that he's never played with.
true.
Even if J.R. Smith did, blow that game.
One of the best NBA moments of all time. It's amazing. It's funny. And the last thing before we get to our list, real quick, the 2K cover. So yesterday they announced Dame is going to be like the main athlete on the cover. Zion has been revealed today to be the next generation cover. So I think tomorrow is going to be the Legends cover. And I think Kobe should be hopefully the Legends cover. I'm hoping.
I mean, if it's anybody that's not – the only other thing that I could maybe see, which I don't know if they would really do this, is if they do a Legends, they would maybe do somebody like Vince Carter because he just retired. That's the only other person that I can see them making. Now I don't know how many versions of 21 they want to make. But I mean, I think because I remember they did the one for Dwayne Wade whenever he retired.
Yeah.
Was that this past the most recent?
I think that was 2K20. Yeah, that was 2K20.
So like I said, I think it'll be either the Legends edition will either be between Kobe or Vince Carter.
I'm hoping, but I wouldn't object to Vince Carter because I mean, if they could have two Legends covers, they can have like one with Kobe and one with. I mean, it's the same game. No matter which game you get, it's the same game. It's not like a big difference, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I really think that they could definitely throw up a tribute to Kobe without putting it on the cover. But I mean, good for Damian Lillard getting on that cover. Big up.
Yeah. But the 2K curse though. It's not like the Madden curse where the Madden curse you're on the Madden cover and you start to suck. No, the 2K cover curse is if you're on the cover, you leave your team. So Dame Lillard out of Portland, you heard it here first.
Yep, you did.
But does that count for Zion too? Zion gone now too? That's bad. Never mind.
Oh no!
Zion's gonna be in the one for a while. So that's all my main topics for today. So let's get to the list. That's what we're all here for.
That's right.
So the backstory on the list. If you weren't with us the last couple of weeks, Chris Sims, who worked for NBC Sports, the son of Phil Sims, former Giants quarterback, and Chris Sims is a former NFL quarterback himself. He created a list of all the quarterbacks, and it was bad. It was just a horrible list. And so we decided that we could make a better list. So we did. So the process here was that we both created our separate lists, and then we came together and made one big list. So this is the official set in stone quarterback rankings for this upcoming season.
From the crew here at Sportschat with DJ Matt.
Yeah. So we have 33 quarterbacks. Now there's 32 teams. We have 33 because of the Cam Newton thing. We kind of had to add him in here because I believe Cam Newton will be a starting quarterback. We just don't know if it's between Stidham and Newton who's going to be starting. It's up in the air. Where the other teams, we kind of know who's starting. Like we can pinpoint. So that's why we have 33 and not 32. Today we're doing 33 through 17. That's what we're doing. I also have Chris Sims' list, so we can compare the list too as we go along to see
Now,
how
a
we are.
couple. No, Chris Sims. I think he did 40. So
Yeah.
he just 40. We did all of the starters, and then we did the top 5 backups.
Yeah.
So we have 5 backups. I don't know when we're going to get into that one, but do note that we have that. I have the master list. You have the master list. This is going to be much better than Chris Sims's
Oh yeah.
list. Honestly, anything is better than that list. But I think that it's important. And today's video is probably going to be less explanatory. But I think once we get into like the top 10, I think some of those that will kind of have to explain why this person is here.
Yeah.
Um, but for right now, I mean, if we told you that like at 32 this person is here, I don't think that you're going to dispute that, you know.
Right.
So
So you want to do odds or you want to do evens? How you? Which ones you want to do?
I'll take evens so that you can finish it up.
Okay, so I'll start off then with the odds. So 33 is Jared Stidham. Um, that's the for us that's the worst starting quarterback in the league would be Jared Stidham because we don't know what he's gonna be. We've never really seen him play much. And Chris Sims has him at 35, but that was because he included the backups. But in terms
Exactly.
of starting quarterbacks, I believe that he would be well, yeah, he'd be like 31-ish, I guess, on his list. But yeah, Jared Stidham, we just don't know nothing about him, and especially now that they added Cam, I don't know how he's gonna be. We just don't know nothing about him. That's why he's at the bottom.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we've seen from him is like preseason stuff, right?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. So that's 33. So 32.
So 32, we have Dwayne Haskins. Now, Dwayne Haskins last year, he showed some flashes, but overall, he's on a pretty bad team in the Washington Redskins. You know, they just picked up Chase Young, but that's on the defensive side of the ball, not the offensive side of the ball. And I think Dwayne Haskins just needs some more time to kind of develop to become a better quarterback. And I mean, honestly, like there whenever we were going through this list, I'm like, there's nobody that I would put under Dwayne Haskins. Like I wouldn't put Dwayne Haskins over anybody except for Jared Stidham.
Yeah, yeah. Doug Williams, famed Redskins player from back in the day, he said like he works with the Redskins franchise, and he said that he has like one of the best arms he's ever seen. And I'm like, man, I don't know. And when we saw him, he wasn't that good, so I don't
I
know.
mean, having the best arm you've ever seen does not equate to being a good quarterback because you still have a lot of things to think about. You still have decision making, you still have accuracy to think about. Nowadays, you have mobility to think about, and then on top of that, you got to think about the nerves because throwing a good ball in practice is completely different from throwing a good ball whenever you got guys who aren't on your team trying to hit you, and on top of that, you've got 50, 60,000 people in the stands. Completely different.
Right. And Chris Sims has Dwayne Haskins at 39.
I think I think the only person below him is Tua, right?
Yeah, Tua, which almost doesn't count because I mean Tua's like he's hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so number 31 is old Mitchell Trubisky. So he's not. So we don't think he's the worst in the league. He's one of the worst, but he's not the worst. So hey, I guess that's something for Mitchell. You know what's crazy? He's actually a former Pro Bowler. I didn't realize that. Like the season when he
Yeah.
went to the playoffs, he's a Pro Bowler. How? How?
And
That's funny.
I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious that the only reason why Chicago was there because of their defense, but
Yeah. So look, Nick Foles is not on this list because he's a backup technically, but there's no doubt in my mind that Nick Foles at some point going to take over from Mitchell. Maybe not week one, but I think Nick Foles is going to be the starter at the end of the season for the Bears. I think Mitchell's going to be on his way out of Chicago.
yeah, I
And
feel so too. Because Mitchell has not proven to be able to be a starter in this league. Nick Foles has proven himself to
other
be.
than that one Pro Bowl season, which I think is very debatable.
Yeah.
Fan vote. What are you doing, fans? But other than that one season, he has not had a good season since, and he's just not consistent. And I'm willing to give him a chance in another system, in another place. Maybe he's better. It's just the offense might not be right for him or something. I don't know. I'm willing to give him that benefit of the doubt, but as of right now, he's not good. and
Right.
he's faltering. So number 30.
Number 30 is Mustache Man himself, Gardner Minshew. We have at number 30. Gardner Minshew is a quarterback that I think has a lot of potential to be a pretty good quarterback. I would say he could be a pretty solid quarterback. I think in about 5 years, if he continues on the track that he is, I think that he can very much be in the teens. I think that could be the level that he is. But right now, he's just on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as we all know, the Jacksonville Jaguars seem like they're tanking. And if they get the number 1 overall pick, you also know who's going to be in this draft upcoming, and that's Trevor Lawrence. So, well, more than likely he's going to be in this draft. We don't know for sure because I think he's entering his junior year this year.
I think so. I think he will be in the draft. It'd be stupid not to be in the draft because I mean that's money.
Always has the possibility to go back to Clemson for a year. That's always a possibility, but I don't see that happening. I think he's going to go into the draft. So that's going to suck for Gardner because he hasn't had that much time to develop. But I think when the Jacksonville gets the first overall pick, they're going to pick Trevor Lawrence because that's the kind of guy that you don't want to pass up. So but given his on-field talent, I think he has the talent to be a solid starter in this league. And that's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that.
I feel somewhat the same way. Like same thing with Mitchell Trubisky. It might be the system. It might I guess they're looking to replace him. I guess after this upcoming season, this is a big tank year for Jacksonville, no doubt in my mind. And if I was Gardner, I'd be really mad actually at Jacksonville. The fact that I've only been here a year, and I have proven that I can play. I may not be the greatest thing you've ever seen, but I mean, he seems pretty good. I mean, I'd be mad if I was Gardner. I'd be like, hey, you're just going to give up on me? Just surround me with talent. I might actually be good. Give me a chance. Yeah. So, yeah. So, they have Gardner Minshew. Actually, I believe he has him at 30 as well. So, we actually agree with that. Gardner Minshew at 30.
That's the only thing.
So that's pretty good. All right. So, where we're at now? 29?
29.
Okay. So 29 on up, are quarterbacks that we're out of the trash. Well, Gardner Mitchell's not really trash. So I guess after Mitchell, we're out of the trash. But from here on out, just the quarterbacks on this list have good moments and they have their greatness in them. And this next player is really young still, and I think he's on his way up. Sam Darnold is number 29 with the Jets. I think it's the same thing with him. It's like I feel like they haven't surrounded him with enough talent for him to do anything. And obviously in the same division as the Bills and the Patriots, you're going to have a tough time winning games anyway. But Sam Darnold, I mean, other than him seeing ghosts, which I think anybody would see ghosts against the Patriots. I don't hold that against him. I mean, so I just think he's on his way up still. He's improving every year. Colin Cowherd, who I've been watching recently a lot, he's been bringing up the fact that after he came back from mono, that he went 5-2 the last 7 games or something like that.
Yeah, I think something.
So to me, Sam Darnold's not trash. He's actually really good. He's just not in a good team.
Yeah, I think the same. I think the thing with Sam Darnold is that his play style, his ceiling is solid. He's one of those guys that at his best, he can be a solid quarterback. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but we're not talking, really good superstar level quarterback. We're talking just a solid quarterback, And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But being on a team like the Jets, you're not going to get a lot of time to really showcase your skills on a team like that.
And Le'Veon Bell was supposed to kind of help him out too with the run game. He kind of was a disappointment last year too. I should know. I had him on fantasy, and he didn't do too much for me.
Well, I think that just goes to show that as a running back, whenever you have a really good offensive line, it's a lot easier to be a running back than if you don't.
That's very true. So actually, Chris Sims is very high on Sam Darnold, higher than we think. He has Sam Darnold at 23, so on his list.
Oof! I'm looking at the guy that got at 23, and I would not put Sam Darnold over him.
Yeah. So okay, so that's Sam Darnold. So number 28.
Number 28 is the only rookie that we're going to have on this list. I think you can guess who that is, and that is Joe Burrow. Now, of course, we have not seen anything from Joe Burrow, and college versus pro play styles are completely two different things. However, given what Joe Burrow just put up at LSU, probably the greatest season we've ever seen from a college quarterback, I think ever. I don't know if that'll ever be changed, but I think that is the greatest season that we've ever seen from a college quarterback. I think that he could translate that into the NFL. I don't think that he's going to go 13-3 or whatever, But I think Joe Burrow can be a really good quarterback. And honestly, I feel pretty comfortable putting him over guys like Sam Darnold, Gardner Minshew, Mitchell Trubisky, Dwayne Haskins, and Jared Stidham. I didn't go far to say as some of the backups I'd put him over. He's definitely got some potential. And the Bengals have got some stuff around him. They kept AJ Green. So
They drafted
I
Higgins too, I believe, from
yeah,
Clemson.
and they have who's a pretty solid running back. If John Ross could be any more than just a speed demon, then he could be good. So
Joe Mixon's a good running back too. People forget about him. They got some pieces in Cincinnati, but tough division. So Chris Sims has Joe at 26. At 26, which is not that far off. That's about where that's not far off. I love Joe. I'm excited for Joe. I want Joe to succeed so bad. I hope it works out for him. So 27 now. We have Daniel Jones from the Giants. Daniel Jones when he stepped in for Eli Manning like week 3 or something, I think it was when he first started, he did pretty well, and I think they won that game against Tampa.
yeah,
And I mean Daniel Jones, with Saquon in the backfield, Saquon was hurt last year, so he didn't have that as productive a season as he could have. But Saquon healthy, I believe they drafted an O-lineman in the first round. I want to say the Giants did. And you have Golden Tate, you have Evan Ingram as a tight end, you have Sterling Shepard. They have weapons in New York. New York's biggest problem, I think, is going to be their defense. That's going
yeah.
to be the thing that's going to hold Daniel Jones back in terms of winning games. But I think Daniel Jones will have a very productive season. I expect him to kind of take a leap this year, and I'm excited to see him do it.
Yeah, Daniel Jones was one of those guys that got heavily criticized whenever the Giants drafted him. But I think he turned out a lot better than some of the rookies that got drafted last year that were still available whenever the Giants drafted. So yeah, I think Daniel Jones is doing pretty good with what he's working with. I can't. I mean, of course, there are bad things to say about him, but I'm not gonna say him here. 27. Again, you got to understand that even Jared Stidham could beat any high school quarterback in any competition. Even most college quarterbacks he could beat in any competition. So just because you're the worst starter in the NFL does not mean that you're a bad quarterback by any means.
And we only put Jared. The only reason why Jared Stidham's at the bottom is only because we don't know what he's gonna be. We haven't seen him really play an NFL game yet. So all these other guys we've seen play. That's why they're over.
Except for Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow is one of those guys that you can confidently say is going to be pretty good.
Yeah. And another thing too, I remember when the Giants drafted Daniel Jones, everyone was like, why didn't you draft Dwayne Haskins? And I'm looking at Dwayne Haskins and I'm looking at Daniel Jones, who Daniel Jones had a better rookie year, but I think he played more than Dwayne Haskins did, though, his rookie year.
Yeah,
still looking at him saying, to me, Daniel Jones seems to be the better guy right now. So the Giants might have known something we didn't know about Dwayne Haskins. I don't know. Like I think that was a good pick. And hope it works out for him, So Chris Sims has Daniel Jones at 22. 22.
right.
All right, so we're on to 26 now.
26, Tyrod Taylor for the Chargers. Now, as of right now, Tyrod Taylor is still the starter. They have not tagged Justin Herbert to be the starter or not yet. So we're just rolling with what you said. You went on ESPN. And we just checked the depth charts. So whatever they had as the starters is what we rolled with. So we have Tyrod Taylor at 26. He's kind of one of them journeyman quarterbacks. The next one is also a journeyman quarterback. Journeyman quarterbacks, they're pretty good every now and then. They can get you out of a pinch, but nothing special about them. And that's pretty much Tyrod Taylor. He can play, but nothing too special about him.
Yeah, I think from what LA is talking, the way Anthony Lynn is talking about Tyrod Taylor, he will be the starter for the season. And what I heard was that like he doesn't turn the ball over. Like in terms of like touchdown ratio and interception ratio, I think he's one of the best. But he hasn't played much in his career. Like he's like his best stint was in Buffalo. But then he went to Cleveland, and then Baker Mayfield took over from him, and now he's in LA. And this is gonna be like after the season, Justin Herbert's gonna start. I'm pretty sure. Because why would they draft him if not to start next season at least? So it's kind of just to bridge the gap. But Tyrod Taylor is one of those guys that can win you a game any given Sunday. He can go out and play good and win you a couple games. So, yeah. Let's see where does Chris has him at. He has him at 34. Chris.
Okay, so They're a little higher on Tyrod Taylor than Chris Sims.
Yeah, but this is also including backups. There are some backups too that are better than Tyrod Taylor. So Chris Sims included backups. That's why it's
Yeah.
that low. But yeah. So the next guy, Ryan Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins. Like I said, another journeyman quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick's interesting because I feel like he has the talent. If he would stick with one franchise and they would actually commit to him and actually build something around him, I feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick would be so much better than what people think. Honestly, the time he was in Tampa, those first 2 games, he was just dominating everybody and against the Saints too. I mean, the Saints still had a good defense then. It wasn't like they were trash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Fitzpatrick can on any given day can just go off for 400 yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns. He's
it's
that
magic.
dude. It's just no team wants to commit long term to him, and he's been I don't know how many teams, 8 teams, I think, something like that.
I think he's been in for almost 14 years now.
Yeah, it's every 2 years he changes teams. Every year he changes the team. No team wants to commit to him, and now that they drafted Tua in Miami, next season is gonna be Tua. Maybe even this season, if Tua's healthy, they might play Tua. I mean, I don't know. But
yeah, maybe they'll play Fitzpatrick for the first couple of games, and then after that, they'll roll with Tua.
Yeah, but I like Ryan Fitzpatrick. I really do. I mean, the beard's a little much, but I mean, other than that, I got nothing bad to say about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Honestly, I find him really entertaining and really cool. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what Chris Sims has. This boy, he has him at 28. 28.
Okay.
Fitzpatrick. Okay. All right, so we're on number 24.
Number 24, we have Drew Lock. Now, Drew Lock did not play all that much that season. He only played 4 games. He went 3-1 though. I think he's got great potential to be a pretty good starter. And with all the additions that the Broncos made in the offseason, I think that they're a dark horse candidate to be a really good wild card team. Of course, they're not going to win the division because of Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I think they've got a really good chance to surprise a lot of people, get a wild card shot, maybe upset a team, in the playoffs. That would be pretty good for the Broncos. Drew Lock, one of those guys that I could see being a solid starter for the next few years, and he's just one of those guys that's just having fun,
Yeah, and ever since Peyton Manning, the Broncos have had a hard time finding their next quarterback. You had Brock Osweiler, you had Paxton Lynch, you had another guy. I forgot the other guy's name. There was another guy in there. I forgot his name.
They had Joe Flacco.
They had Joe Flacco last year, but Joe Flacco got hurt, I think, at some point.
Right.
They also had Case Keenum too last season as well, or the season before they had Case Keenum. Another thing too that I find crazy, I didn't realize this. Tim Tebow was only in Denver for 2 seasons, and he only played maybe 10 games, and then they traded him. But then they got Peyton Manning. But I was like, damn, if they would have stuck with Tim Tebow, I think they could have built something good there.
I mean, look, it was either Tim Tebow or Peyton Manning. I mean, who you picking?
Yeah, but I didn't even realize that's what happened. Blows my mind. I mean, obviously, good move. I guess they got a Super Bowl out of it, but Tim Tebow would still be playing today though over Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? If he was still.
Yeah.
But either way, Drew Lock is really good. I love Drew Lock. With Phillip Lindsay, with Cortland Sutton, they drafted Jerry Jeudy. I believe that's what they drafted. Yeah, he's got some weapons. Noah Fant, the tight end, I really like. Von Miller. People forget how good Von Miller is too, by the way. Von Miller's really good.
Just go back and watch that Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. You'll remember how good Von Miller.
Yeah, I mean, Broncos are pretty good. The only thing that's going to hold them back, I think, is going to be their head coach. If their head coach can figure it out, I think they'll be a good team. So, Drew Lock, really good pick. So, Drew Lock is going to be 25. 25 on Chris Sims' list.
Only one off.
Only one off. That's not too bad. All right, so I'm glad you left me this guy.
Yeah. I kind of did that on purpose,
All right, number 23, Jared Goff. Okay? Jared Goff, he's so overrated. Everyone loves Jared Goff. I don't, okay? Jared Goff, to me, he's good. He has some good plays. He can do whatever. He has a good arm, and he's always had good talent around him in LA. He has never had a bad team around him for the most part. So, but you take away Todd Gurley, you take away that good run game, I think it exposes Jared Goff and his lack of just making the bigger plays that you want a quarterback to make. I feel like he doesn't have the big play in him. But I'm just not high on him. He's overpaid. He's been on the other end of a great defense for I don't know how many years now. Aaron Donald's probably the best defensive player in the league. You can
Yeah,
argue. And I mean, they have a great secondary. They just have their defense. They really hang on their defense a lot. And Jared
yeah,
Goff just
yeah. And,
benefiting
you know,
off
I
it.
think I think what's hurting Jared Goff right now is he's playing in I think in a top 3 division right now in the NFL, the NFC West. I mean, you got Seattle, you got San Francisco, and you got Arizona. You know, that's at least 2 really good defenses that you got to go up against twice a year. So that's 4 games that you're guaranteed to go up against a hard defense. And Arizona is not something to just look away at. So yeah, I think Jared Goff is going to be exposed this year.
I
I
thought he
think
was
he's going to.
exposed last year, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
he was, but some people were like, well, just give him a chance. But he's definitely getting exposed this year to be the fraud that he is. But even though he is a fraud, can't put him any lower than 23 in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, just look to that Super Bowl. I mean, that was one of the worst Super Bowls ever, that Patriots-Rams Super Bowl. Actually, you could argue the Rams shouldn't even I mean, we've been through this a lot of times. They shouldn't have even been in that Super Bowl.
No, it's not an argument. It's a fact. They should not have been in that Super
They
Bowl.
shouldn't have been in
It's
that
not
Super Bowl.
a
And
fact.
the fact that they played very badly in that Super Bowl, I think also proves that fact and proves that Jared Goff is not as good as we think he is, or everyone
Yeah.
else thinks he is. I'm onto him. I just don't see what all the fuss is about. He just seems like an average quarterback. He'll win you 9 or 10 games if you're lucky. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just not a guy that I would pay that much money to. I just don't see it.
Yeah, he's not a guy that I would look at, see, and say, look, the Rams are paying him this much money. Why am I not getting this much money? And I think that he's causing a lot of problems right now in the quarterback market because he got all that money.
And it's struggling because the Rams got to pay other guys too. I mean, they don't have Brandon Cooks went to Houston. He doesn't have Brandon Cooks anymore. So who you have? You have Cooper Kupp. Well, actually, I really love Cooper Kupp, by the way. He's really
Yeah.
good. And you have Robert Woods. But who else do they have other than those 2 guys? And they're like, I feel like they are going to be on as good of a coach as Sean McVay is. They're going to go down. They're going to go down.
Oh, yeah.
So Jared Goff on Chris Sims' list is 24, which is one under where we put him. So that's about right. It's about right. So number 22 now.
22, hometown hero. We got Teddy Bridgewater, unfortunately going to the Carolina Panthers, but he got that bag, so good for Teddy. I think if you want to see if Teddy's a good quarterback or not, just go look at those 5 games that he played for us, stepped in for Drew. I think Teddy Bridgewater is one of the guys that if he's got some weapons around him, he can really do a number. And he's got arguably the best running back in the league right now with him, which is Christian McCaffrey. He's got some wide receivers. DJ Moore is not a bum. And I think Teddy Bridgewater can go down there. I think he can win 6 or 7, 8 games. I think he can do it, and that'd be pretty good for him. Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey will help carry Teddy a little bit, but I think Teddy will pick up the slack whenever he needs to.
Yeah, and we harking back to those 5 games he played. Remember the Saints season last season? They had like the first 5 games or so against playoff teams. Like they didn't have an easy schedule at the start. And Teddy stepping in. His first game was at Seattle. He had to go to Seattle to play Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson had a hell of a game too in that game. So I had him on fantasy. He got me like 40 points on fantasy. Like Russell Wilson was balling.
And they still won that game.
And we still won that game because also defense and special teams. I think also because what's that great? Deontay Harris had a return punt for a touchdown too early in the game that helped us too. Defense made some plays toward the end of the game, but
still,
the thing with Teddy, what I love about him is that he's not gonna get you the big plays. He's not gonna throw the ball all the way down the field like I'm Patrick Mahomes, but he'll take care of the football. He'll make the smart play. He'll make the right play, and you'll move the ball down the field. Like you will do like a 10-play drive. And with McCaffrey running the ball, it's gonna take less pressure off of Teddy, so Teddy's able to make more throws. So I think Teddy's really good. I love Teddy, man. I mean, I'm glad he got his money. I mean, I wish he wasn't in Carolina, but you know what? I mean, he's got to get what he can get, and you know what? I'm rooting for him. I really am. So Teddy is ranked. Let's see where they got him ranked at. 29th.
That's a little low for me.
A little low, yeah.
I think 22 might be just a little generous, but 29th is way too low for Teddy Bridgewater.
All right, so number 21, we have Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Guy, you're really.
I mean, look, I actually really like Derek Carr. I feel like everyone's doing him dirty. They put some respect on that name, okay? The Raiders, since John Gruden has got in Las Vegas, they've kind of stripped away everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like they got rid of Khalil Mack. They kind of tore that team down a little bit, and they're trying to build through the draft, I think. And obviously, they drafted our boy Meek, which is really cool. But but they had Antonio Brown, and then that fell apart. So I feel like they never had the best weapons for Derek Carr to have. And like 3 or 4 seasons ago, Derek Carr was like 14-2, 13-3. The Raiders were or something. Like they were a really good team. And Derek Carr is a Pro Bowler, I'm pretty sure. Like Derek Carr is not a scrub. He's really good if they put the right pieces around him. And everyone's talking like he's on the way out of Vegas. Like they're saying like the Raiders are not that committed to him, and they might be looking to maybe draft a guy or maybe get another guy in. They got Marcus Mariota there too, actually, as a backup. So Marcus Mariota might end up replacing him. But I think Derek Carr is better than Mariota.
Yeah,
But,
I think Mariota will be sort of a gadget, will play a gadget role. I mean, I think not completely Taysom Hill like, but I think he'll play a Taysom Hill role. In the fact that he's a backup, but he'll be on the field every now and then for gimmick plays. But yeah, I think even if they aren't high on Derek Carr, he still has a season to prove them wrong, and I think he can really do that. You know.
yeah, I really do too. And Josh Jacobs is a good running back, so that'll take some pressure off of him. They drafted who they draft? Don't they have the tight end Renfro? That's who they drafted.
Something like that.
Yeah, he seemed pretty good.
We got to remember they do have Josh Jacobs, who
Yeah.
could have won Rookie of the Year last year, I think.
Yeah, he's really good. So I don't know. I just feel like they've never had the best pieces around him for him to even be good. And now that with Patrick Mahomes emerging from God knows where, and then you have the Chargers the last couple of years who were really good with Phillip Rivers, and last season was kind of a down year for them. But the last couple of years, other than last year, they were really good. Broncos are on the way up. It's just a tough division. It just became tough to.
But what is okay because they got a Meek Robinson.
We got a Meek. Look, a Meek will play. Hey, look, listen. We've seen a Meek play quarterback in person. And Meek can do it. If they can put a Meek at quarterback, dude, better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm calling it.
better than Patrick Mahomes. You know what? We need to fix this list right now.
No, but I mean, I'm excited to see a Meek in a Raiders uniform. What I do, and their stadium is really nice. You seen their retractable field or whatever? Like that stadium's high tech. That's right. Gonna hold the Super Bowl pretty soon. I'm really excited about that. Let's see. Derek Carr is 19th on Kristen's list. So he's a little higher on Derek Carr than us, but I'm still really high on him. So
yeah, it's as much as we're dogging Chris Sims, it seems like you and him have a lot of like the same things. Like y'all are on the same guys. Of course, him having Drew Brees and Tom Brady is.
It's at the top of the list with like the middle to the top is where I have my issues with the list.
Yeah,
a lot of my issues with the list. But yeah, so number 20. Let's go.
Number 20 is a guy got the bag, came in, looked like a stud. It's Ryan Tannehill. Of course, the reason why he looks so good is because of Derrick Henry, but we're going to that's not important. We got him at number 20. Ryan Tannehill has been one of those guys that has been struggling to catch his footing in the NFL. I think up until last year, he was really struggling to be the guy. But I think after this year in Tennessee, I think he can be that guy. I think Ryan Tannehill can be a solid quarterback. He's got A.J. Brown with him, who is emerging. He looks like a guy who could be like Michael Thomas. A.J. Brown has spoke. He models himself after Michael Thomas. Who, I mean, best guy to model yourself after in the NFL as a wide receiver. But having Derrick Henry right there just helps tremendously. I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind being paid all the money just to go. Here you go, Derrick Henry.
That's what he's getting paid to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I would not mind.
It's interesting because I don't know if Derrick Henry's still holding out. I think he's still holding out. Huh? He hasn't finished.
Well, I know he got franchise tag, but I have not heard reports about him holding out.
I heard that. I don't know if he's holding out. That's gonna be trouble for Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Derrick Henry ever says, "Hey, I want to be paid more," I'm sure that they're gonna pay him right away. Like they're not gonna let that, go return.
I don't know what they're waiting for, but okay.
I do franchise tagged him. I don't know if he had any queries with that, but
I don't know. I don't know. That was a couple months ago. I don't know. I haven't heard anything since, so I don't know. But I'm just saying. But yeah, Ryan Tannehill has really been just average, really, throughout his career. Like he's really one of the middle of the pack quarterbacks. Like he'll win you some games. have good games, but he does have some bad. It's a mixed bag. You never know what you're gonna really get. And Tennessee might be the perfect place for him because with Derrick Henry, if he plays, you know, boom, there you go. You know, it
Yeah.
balances
Plus,
out. And with the weapons of AJ Brown, like you said, it will definitely help him. But he also had Jarvis Landry in Miami, and that didn't really work out either.
right.
So,
Plus that division that he's playing in is starting to look a little shattered. No offense to your Colts, but
well,
that
no,
that
I mean, it's really between Texans, Colts, and Titans because we know Jacksonville is tanking. Houston, I mean, they replaced DeAndre Hopkins with Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks still really good, and I love Deshaun, and he's the best quarterback in that division. Deshaun is. We'll get to him later, probably next week actually. But
yeah.
still, but that Houston's defense is not that good. To me, the Colts are the most solid team in terms of roster. They're the most solid, but Tennessee might still be better. It just depends, on what happens. If Derrick Henry caught fire at the end of the season, not in the beginning. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is the best fire.
Which is right. Tennessee was kind of slow start, and then they caught fire at the end when they put Ryan Tannehill in over Mariota because Mariota got hurt.
Right.
So, yeah. So Tennessee is a team definitely I would put among the top of the AFC South. It's a three-way race between those three teams. Like they're all pretty even in my eyes. There's not one team I say has a clear advantage. I just think they're. If I look at the Colts in terms of like top to bottom, to me they're the most solid, and Tennessee would be second. Then I put Houston third. And Tennessee,
And then at sixth, we would put Jacksonville.
yeah.
You got to put two spots in between. You can't put. You got to put them at sixth.
Right. So Ryan Tannehill, let's see. Chris Sims has Ryan Tannehill at 11.
That's kind of high.
Yeah, for half a season's work, that's kind of high.
Especially to be putting him over Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
Yeah, really, really high for Ryan Tannehill. So number 19 is
Talk about another guy you like.
oh man, Kirk Cousins, number 19.
Mister, you like that?
Kirk Cousins is basically a better version of Jared Goff, but not by much. The same problem I have with Jared Goff is the same as the problem I have with Kirk Cousins. Like it's the same thing. Like when Dalvin Cook is on the field and he's doing his thing, and when you had Diggs and you have Thielen and Kyle Rudolph, I mean it kind of hides your problems. But when Cook is not, I mean when you force Kirk Cousins to win you the game, he's not going to win you the game. That's been his history. Well, I harken back to that playoff game with the Saints last season. Kirk Cousins didn't beat us. Yeah, he threw the winning touchdown pass, but to get to that point, who beat us? The defense and Dalvin Cook.
And we beat ourselves, to be honest.
Like the Saints should have won that game. There's no doubt in my mind we should have won that game. But we didn't play it like we should have won that game.
Exactly.
And then you saw what Kirk Cousins did in San Francisco the next week. He couldn't handle the defense.
Yeah.
Cousins is just a better version of Jared Goff, but he's still not that good. Like he's better. He'll make you some plays. He'll get you to the playoffs. He'll get you there, but he's not going to win you. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl. Like you're not winning a Super Bowl.
Like just like Jared Goff, I paid way too much money.
Paid way too much money. I understand Minnesota keeping him and extending him. I get it, but not for that much money. And I'm gonna be honest with you, they should have kept Case Keenum. Case Keenum was perfect for them. They almost went to a Super Bowl with Case Keenum. They were one game away from a Super Bowl. I mean, seriously. And I'm not high on Kirk Cousins. I just don't see the fuss.
Yeah, I mean, getting the Minnesota Vikings one game away from the Super Bowl. Guess who else did that? Oh yeah, Brett Favre.
Yeah, Brett Favre was a Hall of Famer though. Kirk Cousins is nowhere near a Hall of Famer. Let's see, Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Kirk Cousins was ranked 13th by Chris Sims, over Drew, over Tom. Yeah, horrible.
Ridiculous.
Horrible.
One of the lists that I was using as a reference point for mine had Kirk Cousins at 6.
What? At 6?
Yeah, at 6.
What are they smoking?
Oh, probably weed. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Because that's ridiculous. I saw that. I was like, oh my Lord. They had Dak at 4. Like I think it was Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Dak. I think it was then Drew, and then it was Kirk Cousins. I was like, what is this list?
Kirk Cousins is nowhere near top 10 quarterback. I can literally name 10 guys off my head. On this list, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
I would rather have than Kirk Cousins.
All right.
Jesus Christ. God. All right, let's get to 18 now.
All right, number 18. We got a guy that I think could do pretty good this season. That's Baker Mayfield. Now, I think last year with the Browns, I think what happened is they got overhyped by the sports world media, and I think it kind of went to their head, so they didn't exactly play. Plus, Freddie Kitchens, as we all know, trash coach.
Get out the kitchens.
Yep, get him out the kitchen. So, so I think the Browns now that the world is kind of hush hush about the Browns. I think that now they can kind of put their head down. They can focus on being a good team. I think Baker Mayfield, did what a lot of rookie quarterbacks do in their second season. They kind of stick up the joint because you come in the league, you do something that the sports world hasn't seen yet, and then they got tape on you. So now that they can adjust, they can be ready for you. And then that third season is whenever you start to pick it up. I think Baker's definitely got the tools to be there. You think you got Nick Chubb, you got Jarvis Landry, you got Odell Beckham Jr., you got Njoku at tight end.
Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt still.
Plus the defense is really good. So I just think the Browns are primed to be a really good team. And I think a lot of that is gonna rest on Baker Mayfield's shoulders, whether or not he can be, the guy for the Browns.
The thing with Baker, this is Baker's year to prove because he's really in the middle of like good and bad, right? And he had a good rookie season. He had a bad season last season, right? This is the season that we decide if he's a bust or not, right?
Yeah.
And the head coach last year for the Kitchens got in the way. I think of Baker's development a little bit. I think it was way over his head. He just wasn't ready, I think, to be a head coach. And the fact that New York hired him and they hired Jason Garrett, I can get into that. I always get into that. I hate that hire so much. But yeah, so you get a guy like Kevin Stefanski from the Vikings who knows how to work with two wide receivers, because you had Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs in Minnesota. Now you come in as a head coach of Odell and Jarvis, and you have you look at it in each position, even the quarterback position, you have Case Keenum as your backup, two good quarterbacks potentially, two good running backs, two good receivers, two good tight ends. I think they fixed their O-line problem a little bit. They didn't have a great O-line, but I think they kind of fixed it a little bit with the draft. Their defense with Myles Garrett, say what you want about him taking off Kyle Rudolph's head, whatever. Or not Kyle Rudolph. Wasn't it Mason Rudolph? I said Kyle Rudolph. I meant Mason Rudolph. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So, yeah, I mean, this is Baker's year to prove it. They have the roster to be a playoff team, and I have them as a playoff team. But now with Cam in New England, if Cam is healthy and he plays New England might bump out Cleveland in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting. They're going to be close. They should win at least 9 or 10 games this year, at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Baker, Chris Sims has Baker at 21. At 21. Not that
I think that's a little.
Yeah, but it is what it is. All right, so the last guy we're going to talk about today, number 17, we're right at the middle, Josh Allen. Now, I really like Josh Allen. I really do. For a split second, he was the best quarterback in that division until Cam Newton came in there. But he's going to take a big jump this year. Buffalo is really good, one of the best defenses in the league. You have they added Stephon Diggs. You have Cole Beasley. I mean, they're a good head coach in Sean McDermott. Josh Allen, I think, has more rushing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson, or he's among the top of quarterbacks in terms of rushing. So he can use his legs to make plays. He has a pretty good arm. Josh Allen, I really like Josh Allen a lot. He's definitely the next up-and-coming quarterback. He's going to be among the top 10 by the time he, you know what I mean? In terms of, once Aaron Rodgers retires, all these other guys retire, he's going to be among the best in the league, I really believe. And I just love the way he plays, his moxie. He's got some swag. I love him in Buffalo. Bills Mafia got a good one in Josh Allen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. Like you said, I think that Josh Allen is primed for a breakout season. Honestly, I think at the end of the season he can be knocking at the door of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. I really think he could. Josh Allen, he's on a really good team. I still think that Buffalo can compete with the Patriots even with the signing.
I do too. I mean, it's between them to win the division. I mean, like I said, I think the Patriots are like a 10-win team right now if they play Cam and he's healthy. They're a 10-win team. But Buffalo can easily be an 11 or 12-win team. I mean, they got that defense is legit. I mean,
and it also depends on what Cam they're getting. Are they going to get MVP caliber Cam, or are they going to get Met Cam?
Yeah, true. It's true. I mean,
so
it's really fascinating.
I think if they get Med Cam, I think that the Bills definitely will win that division. I think if they get MVP Cam, I think it would be a little bit closer. But I think Josh Allen honestly right now has more around him than Cam does in New England. So, you know,
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, no matter if they win the division, I think they make the playoffs. I don't see them not making the playoffs. I think Buffalo is a team that's on the rise. I think in the AFC, because
yeah,
Cam Newton might only be a 1 year thing, like we said. Like he might just be a 1 year thing, and then Jared Stidham era begins or something. I don't know. The Buffalo's gonna be a team. I think they're young still. They're a team that I think is gonna be built, keep going further in the future. They're gonna be a really good team for a long time. So Chris Sims has our boy Josh Allen at 18, which is about where we have him, 17, 18, close enough. So that's going to do it for the list this week. That's our list this week. We got through half. Next week we'll do the top 16 in the league. So that's going to be a fun time.
exactly. That one would be probably a little bit more detailed because I think we got a couple guys in the top 10. I think I can see like 3 for their placement that we might have to explain a little bit. For your reference, I'm looking at like 10, 9, and 6. I think that those will probably have to explain. I think the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory, but I think those will have to explain their placement.
Yeah.
So that is something to look forward to. Do note that after the news of Cam Newton getting signed in, we did add Cam Newton in. So if you're keeping track, you can go and check the guys that we have left. You just don't know the placement of them.
Yeah.
That's something to note. Also, we still do have those 5 backups that have yet to be revealed. And I think most of these backups are better than like the bottom.
Yeah.
So I think I think this will be interesting. Much better than Chris Sims, in my opinion. I think the reason why it's better is getting into next week. It'll be apparent why our list is better than his.
Very apparent. Yeah. I will be posting the 17 through 33 on the Instagram. So if you guys, I'm gonna wait a little bit after the video is posted on this for YouTube for a little bit, and I'm gonna post the list on the Instagrams so you guys can look at it. But yeah, so that's 17 through 33. Really solid list that we both came up with. Real quick before we get out of here, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but if we did, oh well. But we'll talk about it again. Jadeveon Clowney. So he's still a free agent. He's out there. The recent reports that he's willing to take a lot less money, go play for a contender, whether it's the Saints, the Cowboys. Those are the 2 teams I'm hearing. I want the Saints to get him so bad because guess what? This is my point. This is the end game. We're in the end game for the Saints and Drew Brees' career. This is the end game. If you're ever going to go all in on a season, this is the season to go all in. The Super Bowl or nothing. I'm telling you. If Jadeveon Clowney, Cam Jordan on that D-line, you can't stop that. I'm sorry. The best D-line in the league if you add him. I'm telling you. And with Demario Davis and Zach Bond in the linebacking core, I'm excited for that duo. You have Marshawn Lattimore, Malcolm Jenkins in the secondary. I don't really see any hope. I think I'm okay with the secondary right now. I think I'm willing to give them a chance to be good. I don't think we have really any big holes anymore. I think we're the most complete team in the NFL. Saints need to sign Jadeveon Clowney. I need it. I don't want him to go to Dallas.
I really. I remember those reports. Jadeveon Clowney. I think he just wants to play, and I think Jadeveon Clowney. Though he's really talented, I think he was really asking for too much money whenever free agency started, and they were just like, look, we can go get a guy in the draft. Whenever you're asking for that kind of money before the draft, I don't think that it's a good idea, especially whenever there's some high level talent linebackers in the draft. And I think by the Saints not drafting a linebacker in the first round, I think that they can go and get Jadeveon Clowney. Technically, he's listed as an outside linebacker, but he mainly plays on the line.
Yeah. It's a no-brainer to me. If I'm the Saints and I'm seeing those, if he's interested, I'm offering him a deal right now. Like I don't care how much it costs. Give me Jadeveon Clowney. I'm telling you, this is the year to go all in. Like I'm telling you.
Even sign him to a 1-year deal. Sign him to something.
That's it. That's all you need. 1-year deal, like $7 million. Like this is what Cam signed. Basically, is what you want to sign Jadeveon Clowney for. You know what I mean? Because he was dealing with injuries last season. He didn't have that productive of a year in Seattle because of the injuries. But I think he's healthy now. I'd take a chance on him. Why not? It's not going to hurt you.
I really do think, and we need to understand that we need a really good defensive line for a guy like Patrick Mahomes, for a guy like Lamar Jackson, some people that we might face.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. We definitely need these guys for people that we might face in the Super Bowl, especially getting there. For a guy like Aaron Rodgers, for a guy like Dak Prescott, for a guy like Tom Brady, these guys that we might face in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, we want a really good defensive line. So Cam Jordan, you can double Cam Jordan, and then you're good to go. But if you got Jadeveon Clowney and Cam Jordan coming on the different sides, you can't double both of them, because then that's basically the center for your two D tackles. Or if you only bring in 3 guys, that's still pretty good. I'll still take those chances.
And anytime you blitz with Demario Davis, or you blitz with Marshawn Lattimore or Malcolm Jenkins, when you blitz, it's a no-brainer to me. I just don't want him in Dallas. Anywhere but Dallas. Keep him away from Dallas, please. Please keep him away from Dallas.
Jamal Adams is going to be going to Dallas.
Exactly. If oh my God. It's just, I'm telling you, this would be the most if we don't win the Super Bowl, I might cry. I'm gonna cry either way, I guess, because Drew Brees has been so by the NFL community in general. Well, not by the NFL players. I think the players know what Drew Brees is, but a lot of the media and the analysts, they don't give Drew Brees the due respect he gets for his talent. Like, put him in New England with the Patriots for 20 years. They win 12 Super Bowls. Drew Brees is better than Tom Brady. I'm sorry. I'm saying. He has a better arm. He's more accurate. The Saints' problem has always been defense. Their offense has always been top of the league almost, even in the bad seasons.
Every year, top offense in the league.
You give Drew Brees a good defense his whole career. Don't tell me he doesn't win at least 5 or 6 Super Bowls like Tom Brady does. Come on.
Yeah, especially with a guy like Bill Belichick. Like, come on.
Come on, man. It's the disrespect, man. So this is the season. I want him to get at least one more Super Bowl. Because he needs. To me, he should be in the GOAT conversation. He should. You have the stats he has. How are you not considered one of the best to ever play?
Yeah, I truly think that if he can get a Super Bowl this year, I think that more people will start putting him in the GOAT conversation.
And another thing, too, is he has never won MVP, which is crazy. He has the most 5,000-yard seasons in any quarterback in history. He has no MVP. Yeah. That's outrageous.
There were 2 times that he should have won. He should have won it in 2009, but Peyton Manning got the nod, and he should have won it in 2011, but Aaron Rodgers got the MVP that
year. Yeah, it's God. I would take Drew Brees over Aaron Rodgers in Indy. I love Aaron Rodgers, but I'd take Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm taking Drew over Aaron Rodgers. And the sad thing is that they hype up Aaron Rodgers so much, but he's got the same amount of Super Bowl rings as Drew Brees.
And the same amount of appearances. Not like he went to another Super Bowl since that one he went to.
And who did Aaron Rodgers? Who did they play against in that Super Bowl?
The Steelers, Big Ben. That was the Super Bowl after the Saints. That was that year after.
Yeah, and we played against a Peyton Manning led Colts. So I don't. I mean, you can argue which team was harder to beat, but I'm just saying.
And you hear we love Pat McAfee. Obviously, if you want to watch this good sports show, watch Pat McAfee. He's awesome. He talks about that team because that was his rookie year that the Saints played the Colts in the Super Bowl, and he's talking about how that team was they lost when they chose to lose. They felt like they should have been an undefeated team. They felt like they should have been probably the best team that ever.
Yeah, I remember because they kept winning games until the Saints lost. Whenever they saw that the Saints lost, they were like, we don't need to win anymore. Because at that point they were 14-0. There was no point because I think they played the Jets or something and the Bills or something in their last 2 games. Like 2 scrubs of teams. And
players though. I think that's what they did. They rested players, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2
games. But I think the only reason why they kept winning games was because the Saints were winning games like that. And whenever they realized, hey, if we go to the Super Bowl, we're gonna have home field advantage guaranteed. We don't need to win the next 2 games. And I mean, they mopped the floor with their 2 playoff opponents. You know,
that was one of the best teams in NFL history. That Colts team, and but
Saints beat them.
But the Saints beat them. Yeah, I just feel like Drew Brees deserves way more credit because that was a tough Super Bowl. The Saints were the underdogs in that Super Bowl, no doubt about it. They were the underdogs. And Sean Payton, the balls to kick the onside kick in the start of the second half, and then
got it. Yeah, I think that play decided the game. Once we got it, I think that was the point that we really won the game. Was whenever we recovered that. I know that we were behind, but I think that was the point where Saints fan was like, that was the turning point. That's when we won the game.
And you think about it, the Colts only scored 17 points that game. Like, that team had Joseph Adai, they had Dallas Clark, you had Reggie Wayne, Peyton Manning. We limit that team to 17 points. That's pretty damn good for that kind
Yeah.
of team. So, I mean, Saints deserve more credit than what they get, man. I'm telling you. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. But what you gonna do, I guess?
It is what it
It
is.
is what it is. Yep. You got anything else for today, buddy?
I do not.
I do not either. I think that's a good show for today. We'll stop here. Next week, again, we have the rest of our list.
16 through number 1.
16 through number 1. And then whatever else sports topics come up, they come up. And we'll deal with them when we get there. So remember to like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram at Sportschat with DJ Matt1. Thank you, DJ Echo, for another great show.
Yes, of course.
All right, we'll see you all next week. Sports Chat. DJ Matt.
Right.